Hi, Trevor.
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Alright, spend the XP if you have it before we get started with this. I'm just gonna look over a couple of quick things and then we can start. So if you have questions, now is the time. Otherwise, we'll deal with them later.
Those burning jaws are.
Sorry, what?
I said those burning jaws that were attacking in chat were new.
I mean, just a little side hobby, for good measure.
I remember all too well what you mentioned rolling up the other week.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about that. Was an interesting experience on the random table, I have to say. All right, then. Does anyone remember what we did last session?
We made planetfall. Started heading towards where we're supposed to rendezvous at. And lost a giant lizard.
You got attacked by giant alligators, yeah.
To be fair, we struck first. Well, tried to at least. We struck a tree first.
Yes. Yeah, that was an impressive fail right there. Just hammering the tree instead of the sleeping crocodile. It was completely unaware of you because it failed the test and still you managed to miss it.
I found out that I shouldn't have missed it. I missed it. I had a skill, which led to our disaster.
But yeah, so far we're on the planet Ione's Hope, and we're supposed to rendezvous with an inquisitorial asset on the planet. I think we were just about to meet up with them at the Imperial Guard base camp before we ended the last session.
Almost right, but close enough. So the inquisitorial camp is separate from the guard camp, and the guard camp was like 3 hours or some such to the south. What would it be? Southwest of your current location. As you decided to go like straight, butterfly path, or whatever it is, the path, the straight down or the straight towards it, rather than go the roundabout way to the guard camp first. So you struggled through the dense forest for about 7 or so hours and came to the inquisitorial camp. And the campsite itself were surrounded by a fairly intense set of like trees and underbrush. And there was a hole in one of the trees large enough for a human to go through, but you in your suits of armor had to essentially crawl through. And I do believe it was Max who decided, I don't want to dirty my armor, so they took their breaching auger and fucked up the tree.
It's no longer Max, but yeah.
Well, I haven't looked in Roll20 for a while, so I don't know the names.
Yeah. But indeed, I did not want to dirty.
Yeah, so after you destroyed the tree, you all went through, and yeah, you pretty much just stepped into this unnatural looking grove of sorts. And yeah, inside it seems almost tranquil compared to the chaos of the tropical rainforest outside these enormous hedges. And I think that's where we left off. All right, so you're all on the inside now. I think I said before that in the distance, maybe 50 or so meters ahead of you, you see the top of a tent, like the top uh, angle of a tent. What would this be? Like a triangle tent, like the bog standard camping tent. Not the spherical or the quad kind with sloped edges. Just two sloped edges, one on each side. And yeah, you see that in the distance, maybe 50 meters away from you. The underbrush here is fairly dense still, but there is a clear walked path, human size path, traveled enough that the grass and underbrush has been permanently like laid to rest rather than growing upwards again. They're growing sideways. And can I have all of you give me an sight-based awareness, please?
Ah, rolls. I remember them well.
I'm
Hopefully they're a
glad
little
failed,
better.
but after
All right. So we have some fails, some interesting fails, and then we have some successes. So that's good.
Oh, did I complete the fail? I thought I passed.
No, you are blind as you always are.
I saw the 1.9, and I didn't realize that wasn't my name.
All right. So place yourselves in the order you were walking, because I don't remember. Yeah, that squiggly line there, that's the path trampled on the brush that you see. All right, so with that 3.7 success, is that Afi or the other one? Or Al, sorry.
Yep, that'd be Alfie.
All right. Sorry, I don't have glasses, so I can barely read the screen from this distance. All right, so Alf, you see a couple of things going down. Yeah, in the distance you see right by where the tents are. Now that you're getting a bit closer with that roll as well, you see there's 2 tents standing almost next. You can see 2 different tent shops. One is a bit higher than the other, and you see from the further one in the back some sort of creature is leaning down its head with his a giant maw of teeth, and grabs the side of the tent and just lifts it up and shakes it and just tears the fabric apart with yeah. And then it stands up, smells the air, and you can see it a bit more clear at the top at least. It's a very large head with a fairly thick neck, and yeah, you see the top half of the body, like the upper half of the body, and it seems fairly muscular. And yeah, it's a massive creature that's standing up, and it starts staring towards you, sniffing the air, and it seems like it's noticed you as it's looking around.
Can I roll to identify the creature?
Sure thing. -10 Xenos. Right. Let me just have a quick look. And of course, I didn't write down the important things, but yeah, it's this to be. See, that's a fairly good success. Yeah, this to be a Diablodon, which is a bipedal apex predator, standing roughly 3.7 meters tall, and when it's fully, fully stretched, and yeah, it runs with a hunched gait or gait, and it is absolutely intense in its combat capabilities. So you might not want to poke that head on. That's just some of the stuff that comes to mind immediately, and it's a renowned. It's a almost mythical creature in on some planets, like the various warrior cults worship it almost, like have that as have the animal as a spirit animal or on their tokens. If you can slay one, then you're a pretty damn hardcore warrior. And another thing is that they normally nest near volcanic or geothermal areas. That's where they usually hang out, and they are lone wolf predators.
All right, so Alfheim, he will identify this. You said standing up from inside one of the tents?
Yeah, essentially just grab it, Jurassic Park style, rip the tent apart, and then stands up like full height with its head tilted in the air, sniffing it, and then it turns its head to you and sees all of you from its higher vantage point.
Yeah, so Alfheim will point out the creature and say it is a Diablodon, a very fearsome Xenos creature. Normal ammunition should still work on it. It may just take some doing.
All right, let's roll some initiatives here. And yeah, another thing, because 2 degrees or more give you some more insight into it. And yeah, this is not its normal, like this is not a normal habitat for this uh, creature. This is not the planet it usually inhabits. So how it got here remains a mystery for now. But it's not native to this world.
Man, I really need lightning reflexes on Manos.
I like that the fact at least that you're consistent with your roles.
Sorry about that. I had a call. Initiative.
Yes.
Oh fuck ass.
Hey, I'm not the only one.
You know, that's actually impressive. It's last in the turn order. All right. So I believe the top of it is Sam or whatever your new name is. I don't think you upgraded or renamed your token yet.
All right.
Well,
So what?
whoever that is on the top there.
Yeah, that's my psyker. So what do I see? A giant lizard.
Well, technically, you don't see anything.
Oh yeah, you're right. I mean they see something, so that means I see something, right? Because we connect.
You don't. You said earlier you don't have the helmet on, so you don't get the corner
Uh,
picked.
but can I talk to people? I can talk to them, right?
Yes.
I still get to talk to them. All right. So yeah. Then in that case, if I can't see anything, then I'll just advance a little bit forward. Well, actually, yeah, that's all.
All right. All right. So with a thundering roar that almost deafens anyone who isn't wearing a helmet, and is mildly inconvenient for those who do. Another one of these massive creatures charge away from the bush, where it's been patiently waiting for you all.
Clever,
Sorry, what?
clever girl.
Clever
Do I
girl
see that
indeed.
one now?
Yes. It is. I mean, it's fairly impressive if you actually manage to somehow not notice
I don't know,
this
man.
almost
Without my helmet, I'm kind
4 meter
of lost.
tall. That's true. Okay, so it full moves over there, and that's its turn. As you now have some company.
Okay, I know what I will pull out of that.
I mean,
Would you be
that's
surprised if I didn't?
yes. If you didn't do that, I'd be surprised.
What's the size?
Plus 30 for size, plus 20 for full auto,
Plus
plus
10
30 for point blank. So yeah,
60
it's
total, or
hard cap at 60.
and can I move back as I'm shooting?
And if you wanted to move back as you were shooting, you would have a different modifier.
It would be minus 10 or minus 20, which would still put me at plus 60 because that's a 80 total.
Oh yeah, that's true. So no, it would be instead of plus 20 for full auto, it would be minus 10. That's what, minus
Okay, so
30
yeah, I mean,
total.
I still get all my 6 shots either.
Yep. But yeah, you
Alright.
can do that and move 4 back or half move back.
Okay. I would like to do that. All right. Where's my?
And it
One.
doesn't have a hard target, so
Oh,
it
I'm
can't
clicking the wrong thing this whole
do
time.
it.
That's why.
Doesn't get any bonuses.
I replaced that. All right. So, you want me to tell you the numbers?
Yes, for each attack
22.
roll. Actually, better yet, write them down.
I was doing the math. Then 2. 2. 2. The last one is. Oh, my turn. It's complete.
Congrats. It you just managed to hit above it to put it into crit 10.
Oh, nice. Take it.
So yeah, you see with all of you see with a hail of heavy bolt rounds, Gas puts a fairly large creature into a gust of red mist instead, and there is nothing remaining of that poor creature anymore. Alf, I do believe it's your turn.
All right, let me see how far away this is. Well, I might as well use my Astartes Bolter since it has a range of 100. So I'll go ahead and give that a shot.
How far is it?
60 meters, 65 from my location.
I was gonna say if it's 50, you still get.
Yep. I'll go ahead and spend a fate.
All right. Yeah, and it's plus 30 for size as well, in case you weren't adding that.
Yeah, it'd still be a miss anyhow.
Alright, you want to keep it or fate point? There we go. So 2 hits. Were you doing so a single shot or semi-auto?
Or full auto.
Bolters doesn't have full.
Oh, they don't on this one?
Not the normal.
Mine, I have a starty. Okay, yeah, that's probably not the same thing. I have a S2 and 4 written down for my rate of fire. But, alright, yeah, so I guess I would have done semi-auto. It's been a while since I've used ranged weapons, so I forgot.
It's all cool. So the total you would have is plus 40. So 30 for size, plus 10 for semi-auto.
Okay, so that'd be 6 degrees of success, I think. And so that would mean that 4 of them hit.
So the normal bolter has single shot or burst of 3. And it's 6, you said 6 degrees, which is every other. So basic, then 2, 4, and 6. So yeah, all 3 shots hit.
Okay.
And yeah, the first one there is a crit as well. Yeah, roll that crit macro, see what happens there.
The Righteous Fury macro?
Yep. Yeah, so 29 on the first, 14 and 16 on the second and third. Are you using special ammo by any chance?
Nope, this would be regular ammo.
Yeah, it's pen 4.
Pen 5 on mine. I'm looking at the stats just to be sure.
Yeah, look in the errata. They have the new updated stats.
Okay, yeah. I don't see any changes to the typical Astartes bolter.
It's the Godwin pattern bolter, which is the second. It's underneath the Astartes bolt pistol. On page 10 in the errata.
Okay, it's this page. Let me see. Yeah, so it's S3 and then the pen is 4. I'll write that down.
Alright, so I finally did the math on this poor creature, and it took a chunk of its health off, but it's still very much alive and kicking and furiously pissed off at you for your ill manners now. So you might want to do something about that at some point. Alright, is that your turn, or do you have something else you wish to do?
That'll be it.
Sweet. Alright, Fariel, everyone's favorite salamander.
Can I do an awareness test to see if I notice any other Diablodons hiding?
Absolutely.
Just a regular +20.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fate point that. Jesus.
You know, you
Hey, you did do
failed.
better.
You failed, but yeah, there are some other numbers here going on, and my goodness, it's not a good day for anyone to roll, I think.
Last time, as
Yes,
long as
and
you're
I'll
well.
forever cherish that one because it never happens. But yeah, to the best of your ability, as you're looking around, you can't really see anything. You see some brushes and leaves wiggle here and there, but it's hard to say if there's something behind it or if it's just the wind rustling.
I think I'll do a half move and then hold an action.
All right. What are you holding?
A standard attack.
All right.
How far I move, might as well just stay in place.
I mean, one square can be the difference between, Stranglevine grabbing you or not. But yeah, from a distance, you hear a fairly, again, a deafening roar in response to the heavy bolter, and yeah, there is and you start feeling the ground shake as something large and very heavy is full tilting towards you all. Gotta remember to move the stuff on the token layer instead of the GM layer, otherwise you'll never see what I'm doing. Alright, so it did a full move over there, and it's furious and foaming at the mouth. And yeah, it's not having a good day at all. It was having lunch, and then suddenly you lot showed up.
Would you guys be mad if I just started to burn down the forest?
Yes.
Not really.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
6.2.
I say go for it.
Well, the camp is right there, so if there's any survivors, you're gonna burn them. That's why it's a 6.2.
Better to die for the Emperor. So,
Hmm. You say that.
the Emperor protect.
Alright,
Out of traffic burns.
Ariel, do you want to take your action now if it's in range, or do you want to keep holding it for a bit? If you're using a hand flamer, that's 12 meters, so it wouldn't be in range for you. Actually, yeah, that's
it's
10
too
meters.
far. Would I be able to barely hit it, or?
Yeah, I'd
Singe its
say,
snout?
yeah, probably. Like, you would probably get in some damage if you did that from this distance. So it's up to you. You can either take it or wait for next turn. But yeah, I'd say for the purpose of attacking it, it's within range for you. You want to use your flamer. Otherwise, you do have a bolt pistol,
I actually don't have the stats for the bolt pistol rolled up because I never planned on using it.
I can.
Well, keep in mind, I only have a ballistic skill of 35.
I thought bolt pistol is a 2d10 d1 plus 9. Might be wrong. Might have not looked.
Yeah, the errata for bolt pistol says 1d10 plus 9 explosive pin 4.
Yeah, it's up to you, Traffic. You want to flame it or you want to hold? It's up to you. It's within range if you want to flame it.
Can't charge it, right?
No, but I will use the flamer.
Alright. So for this it would be roll the flame thing. You
Ouch.
know, I don't even have to look at the stat block to know that did literally nothing to it.
Almost minimum possible damage.
What the fuck? It is on fire. It didn't take any damage, but it's
But it's
on
on fire.
fire.
Yeah, it'll take damage.
What
Mission
the
accomplished.
fuck? It is bullshit. Alright, Oreo, you see a flaming dinosaur in front of you. Like it lights up like a Christmas tree as Pariel squirts or shoots some blessed Prometheum at it.
There's only one thing that makes sense in this situation, and that's to charge the burning dinosaur.
Sounds legit.
Alright, my jump pack doubles my movement so I can easily charge, and will that just be a plus 10 on my breaching auger?
It was
Yeah,
a plus
sure.
30 that hit it, right?
Yeah, so 30 for size plus 10 for charge.
Nice hit. Oh, come on.
Yeah, so as you go in with the breaching auger and try to pierce its heart. Yeah, that's the body. So yeah, you go for a pure heart shot or a true heart shot with the breaching auger, and it just lunges out at you with its jaw and slaps your weapon aside, and it jostles you, but you remain standing because of your towering physique. But it's definitely you can definitely feel the weight and the impact of this massive creature, and you know it has some serious strength to it. All right, Tap, it's your turn because I can never figure out how to pronounce your name properly.
He's
It's gonna do what? Or I only heard half of that. Which one are you shooting at? The one in front?
the closest.
Right.
All right. Are you shooting half? Sorry, a burst or a single? Yeah, so it's yeah, you manage to clip its front, what is it, front left arm, and yeah, you know chip off a bit of flesh on it, but it's a minor wound at best that you inflicted. You want to do anything else, or is that your turn?
Yes.
All right, that is your turn.
That's
Are you using the jetpack for that special ability, or is it just to see if you can get there?
gonna make
Sorry, man, your mic keeps cutting out, so I only hear half a sentence.
Yeah, I just got to make a pilot test to see if the special.
And yeah, I think it's plus 30 for size, plus 10 for charge, and then plus 10 for ganging up. Because it's one of you there.
Oh yeah. Hang on.
So I do believe if you didn't add that, then it's at least 0.7 degree success. And because it's already parried, it can't do that again. Because it doesn't have any of the bullshit.
Double team.
I love the fact that you rolled a 99. It's so no matter how you reverse that, it's still gonna be the same.
Good thing I didn't roll it because that would be a jam. I'm gonna mute my.
All right. So yeah, you managed to take a slash at its left leg, and yeah, you carve out a piece of flesh, but it still very much remains standing, and it's looking down on you. It's almost twice your height, and it looks fairly pissed at this point.
Since I can't read, actually, I'm going to do an awareness test again.
Hold on, man. It's not your turn just yet.
I knew it. I knew.
You know, it's fucking hilarious when these are super tall creatures and still you all roll absolutely terrible on your awareness test. Alright, so Cass, you're the closest thing, and it charged, so it's gonna do some shenanigans.
Even though its initiative was 4.
Oh, damn. I did not realize I was looking at the wrong thing. So yeah, you have a free reveal right there. See, that's the problem when you just name them with a number after each other. Sometimes you don't pay attention to which token has which number.
I like to think that I'm going to pass the awareness test, and that's why we know it's there.
Well, if you succeed on the awareness, you know where it is. And if you fail, well, then you don't know where it is. Simple as that. But yeah, technically it's hidden, so if you want to roll an awareness, go ahead and do that. Yep, you know there is
The guys
you
that
know
spotted
there's one
something.
yeah, there's one hanging out in the bushes over there. Yeah,
Is that
technically
the
you would see him hanging out over there. That one. And then from where Manus is currently standing, that's the one he would see. Yeah, that's the only hidden one he would be able to notice with 2.7.
Thanks to the jetpack, I think I'm going to charge the one I noticed in the bushes.
All right. So plus 30 for size, plus 10 for charge. Or there's something else as well.
Is there a bonus for? Well, I guess not really surprised by me attacking it, is it? Or is it surprised because it's not expecting to be seen?
No, it's not surprised. Or because it's been aware, spying at all of you through the bushes. So it was like it saw you come and turn around and look around. And then you fled your pack and started traversing towards it. So it was fully aware of your presence all the time. Yeah, plus 40, unless you can come up with another modifier.
It's plus 50 because I have reserve charge.
Nice. Yeah, so you go to ram your breaching auger through its anatomy, and once again with its giant mouth, it slams the breaching auger away before it impacts. And same thing as Oreo, you can feel the brute strength and pure weight of this creature behind. And your arm temporarily goes numb from the impact, but yeah, you recover no problems. And you have just pissed off someone who's potentially gonna bite you in a moment.
It's absolutely going to try and bite me.
I mean, depends on how much of a dick I want to be, honestly. All right, is that your turn? All right, so number 5, just to confirm, is upstairs, and he is far away from everything. So he's gonna do the only thing a dinosaur does, and go full tilt. And then number 3 here in the back is gonna, because Manos, you poked at it unsuccessfully, so it's gonna try to take a bite at you. See how well it goes. And because it doesn't have, actually, it doesn't have any of the cool stuff, so I think, you know what? I think all out attack just for the hell of it, because that sounds like a cool thing. You know, maybe the Emperor is smiling on you this day.
I like these rolls, Hall Forge. Good job. Proud of you.
You know, why don't you go juggle pinecone somewhere? Also, it's your turn.
I've been talking shit this whole time. I just didn't realize I was muted this whole time.
Probably for the best for the rest of us. But yeah, Manos, you see this giant maw traveling towards you at an alarming speed, and yeah, somehow it must have chipped a tooth or something, because it misjudges where you're standing and slams its face and takes a big bite of the ground next to you instead. And yeah, it's standing there confused for a brief moment, chewing on a couple of rocks and a fairly substantial log. And yeah, it spits it out and looks at you with an evil eye.
Was blinded by the light's reflection off my armor.
Possibly. All right, Sam and/or new character name. Your turn.
My turn. All right. Models, do you need help or you got it?
We'll see.
I would like to, in that case, charge right into this thing and slam it with my.
All right.
Now, this is the first time I'm doing melee successfully.
Plus 50 total.
I have the berserking charge.
60 total. And I do believe that one parried before, so doesn't have the ability.
One hit, right?
Yeah, it's only one hit.
Right. Boom. Uh 45 damage. Could have done better. Could have done better.
48. Reaching over doubles all righteous fury damage.
I did do better. Did do better. Thank you. Yeah, the first time I'm melee, I feel good. For him. Oh my god, I didn't see there's like 14 more behind him. Guys, I made him.
Yeah, you take a sizable chunk of health of this poor creature, but it's still very much alive. So yeah, good on you for pissing it off even more. Alright, Cass,
know
your turn.
Oh, hey. Ano, so you're gonna need help with that one, or should I just focus the one?
We'll see how I roll. Just go for the big group of them if you want.
Alright, in that case, I will auto. Closest one. If I do see dead, I can switch my shots up. Get really close. So let me know if he dies, because I will let as I'm shooting.
Alright.
Uh,
Are you gonna stand still where you are, or are you gonna move?
no, I'm gonna stand.
Alright, so it's
That's a 20,
40.
10, 30, 60.
Yep.
$7.3. Didn't. One. And if by do I see him dead by now, or should I? I would like to switch. Just let me know when he. Alright, so I'll give you the number. 2. Second. Out of 20. 1, 3, 5. Oh, yeah. Just don't mind that first third.
Alright, so it dies on the third hit.
The third.
Yep. So the last 3 goes on the second.
That is correct. By the way, do you know my pen?
Yeah,
Alright,
it's
so good.
5. For the heavy bolter, it's 5. Unless you're using special ammo, at
Not for
which
this
point
fight.
you would have to look that
I
up.
do have special ammo at the moment.
Yeah, so you take a sizable chunk of health from the second one that you hit, but it's still very much alive at this point. Alright, Alf, what do you feel like doing?
I think I will take a shot at the one to the west that Manos is fighting with my my bolter. So that would be actually, let me double check the range. Yeah, okay, that's still the same. So with a 100 range, is 20 feet is within short range, right? What type of bonus is that?
So it's semi-auto plus 10, short range plus 10, so size 30, so plus 50 total, minus 20 because you're shooting into melee. So plus 30 total.
All right.
And also I realized that should have applied to the heavy bolt there because you were shooting into melee. But let's roll with it for now because fuck backtracking this shit.
Yeah, so
I'll spend a fate point since I have a shit ton of them.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right, so that's one hit.
Yep, that's one hit. 11, pen 4. And 16, that's the right arm. Yeah, so you snap off a shot at its right arm, and the creature doesn't even seem to flinch as the bolt explodes as it impacts the hide of it. And yeah, it doesn't seem like you did anything other than just confuse it momentarily. Ariel, it's your turn. But you have some targets and you have some friends.
Is there? I wonder if I could position myself to shoot, but not hit all three of them.
I mean, what's your half move, realistically?
Or move to this square.
Yeah, the creature there, the alive one, would not be in range for your flamer. And it's like one grid space away from being within range for your flamer if you move up there.
So let's do a full move to the left of Sam.
All right.
That's it for his turn.
That's a pretty sweet line if I had some AoE stuff right there. All right, chicken number 1. Yep, what?
I was just thinking, there was a salamander squad move thing I could activate if I wanted. Those are free actions, right?
Yeah, the solo, you mean the solo mode or the squad mode?
The squad mode.
Right, Oreo, have a look what you want to do, and I'll quickly look up this whole squad debacle because we can never seem to do this right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's your turn, so figure out what you want to do, and I'll return to you shortly.
Yeah, so the one directly in front of me is dead, but there's a living one right behind, like right next to it, basically.
Yeah, essentially it puts its feet up or 1 foot up on the corpse of the first one you killed. So it's gonna be within charging or it's gonna be attacking you momentarily.
Yeah, I'll just step forward and hit it with my breaching auger then.
All right. So it would be plus 30 for size. All right. So for squad mode, you either, like I said before, you either spend your turn declaring that you go into squad mode, or that's a full action, or you try to enter squad mode as a free action or a reaction by passing a cohesion test. And if it fails, then you lose the current turn or the next turn, depending on if it's you're using a full action or a free action or a reaction. And then
Yeah.
you automatically enters it the next turn if you fail on this one.
And the action I wanted to do was a full action anyway, so I wouldn't really do it.
Yep. Tell you what, Traffic. On page 215, I think, in the PDF, in the core book, you have the squad mode stuff, changing modes. So if you have a look at that, you just read through it so I can keep the game going. Yeah, 215 in core. So that's pen 7. Where did you hit it with the breaching auger? Yeah, 0-3, so that's 30, which is the left arm for 44. Yeah, you carve out, like you almost entirely dislocate the arm from its socket. And yeah, it is looking really hurt. It's single digit HP at this point. All right, you want to do anything else, or is that your turn?
That's it.
Sweet. All right, Sap, your turn.
I'll fire semi-auto with
All right. So it's short range, semi-auto, plus 20, size 50, total. So plus 40 total because minus 20 was shooting into melee. Yes, 40 total. That's pretty good. Yes, you land all 3 shots. All right. Yeah, you take a good shot at it. 40, yeah, that's the body. Yeah, so you put a couple of rounds through the chest, and you see it is teetering on the very brink of existence at this point. It's still up, but it looks absolutely bloody and messed up at this point, so it could give way any moment. Alright, do you want to do anything else, or is that your turn?
That's
Alright, Vlad, your turn.
Vlad is going to fly over and drop a grenade right.
Alright, do a grenade flyby. Classic maneuver, supported by the Codex Astartes right there. Alright, so do the ballistics to see where the thing lands. You want a fate point or keep it?
I want to fake.
Damn right.
That was worse.
Impressive. Alright, D10 plus D5, please.
Please tell me how that.
Oh yeah, so roll damage then for the frag grenade and see if it hits. It managed to, even though it scatters, it doesn't roll far enough. Maybe it gets tangled on a bush or something, and it doesn't roll far enough away where it becomes a problem or a friendly fire incident in the after missions report. It is close to, like, you're half a square away from being in the blast zone yourself for that one. All right, 22 damage, 0 pen. That's pretty impressive, all things considered. All right, do you have the crit table open? Because we haven't had these ones in a while. So explosive body crit 7. I do believe page 254 in the core book. If anyone can open that and read.
Which body part was it on?
Crit 7 body explosive.
Yep, the explosive force of the attack ruptures the target's flesh and scrambles his nervous system, knocking him to the ground. The target falls prone, is stunned for 1d10 rounds, and takes 1d10 levels of fatigue. In addition, he suffers blood loss and can only take half actions for the next 1d10 hours as he tries to regain control of his body.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, all things considered. So that's what the frag grenade does to that one. Also prone in the second one. And the second one takes a bit of damage as well, but it's somehow it's still far from on the ropes. Right, is that your turn, or do you want to do something else?
Yeah, it's my turn.
a good turn. Alright, that one is stunned. Manos, it's your turn. You have an angry friend down there.
I'm going to try and make him angry.
Excellent
I'm going
idea.
to swift attack.
Oh shit, now we're serious.
I'm going to fate point the second one.
Excellent. Yeah, so roll damage for those two. Oh, 50 points of damage on the second roll there. Actually more than that. So 14.
57.
Holy shit. That's some damage. Uh, 50 to 80 something or other.
First one hit
Okay.
left leg, second hit.
Yeah. So with a devastating hit to the leg, you put him in fairly deep crits. Yeah, crit 7 rending on the leg. If anyone has the page open. Rending leg 7. Yeah, the force of the blow cuts deep into the leg, grinding against the bone and tearing ligaments apart. The leg is broken, and until repaired, the target counts as having only one leg. That's pretty brutal. In addition, the level of maiming is such that the target is now suffering from blood loss. He also takes D10 levels of fatigue. So can you roll me a D10, please? All right. Yeah, so you essentially mangle his leg to the point where he can no longer hop, skip, and a jump away to freedom from this oppression. And yeah, as the pain sets in, you hear a deafening roar of pain and agony. Yeah, your helmet dampens the sound to manageable levels, but it's still like on the uncomfortable, like loud enough to be uncomfortable, even though your helmet is dampening a lot of it.
I just realized that not only did I roll a 10, I rolled 2 10s. That second hit was max damage.
Now, here is an interesting thing. Who's up next in the turn order?
One of the Diablo Downs.
All right. Can someone have a look at the rules for fatigue for me, please, and give me a page number? Actually, I have it right here. I just need to see. I'm not sure if it's double or if it's just above the threshold.
251.
Yeah, so excess of toughness bonus, he collapses. Yeah, so excess of toughness bonus. I'm wondering here if that takes into account the unnatural toughness or not. Yeah, I think it would. It makes sense if it does.
What does that mean?
What? What are you asking, Aaron?
Said on. I didn't get what you were saying. Access of toughness.
So,
What do you mean?
so fatigue. Once you take more than your toughness bonus in levels of
Oh, that's what.
fatigue, you fall unconscious. So I was wondering, kind of to myself, if it count also takes into account for a natural toughness, or if it's just normal toughness bonus.
I see. I see. I think. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to read about that in the book because it will also impact that decision. That ruling will impact all of you as well because at some point you're gonna take fatigue, which is gonna be a bit of a headache to deal with.
Does it say when your fatigue goes above your toughness bonus or your tough?
No, it's equal and above toughness bonus, or
And
exceeds toughness bonus, rather.
I think it does affect unnatural toughness because it affects everything else with toughness.
Yeah.
I think when I got hit by that gene stealer, I don't think we factored in unnatural toughness when I got fatigued and knocked out.
Now the thing is, you didn't get unconscious from the fatigue, and you also have the stim pack thing built into your armor. So every time, that negates it for a bit, so you don't go immediately unconscious. All right. So if this goes the way I don't know. I'm fucking just making this shit up on the fly because I have to look it up later. But yeah, the impact is so powerful that you essentially mangle the leg to the point where this Diablodon just topples over and falls unconscious on the ground next to you, and is also bleeding out. So it's essentially removed from combat until someone does something drastic to it. All right, up top here, Vlad, because you were kind enough to put yourself within crusading distance. It's gonna take a bit of a chew at you. Something like that, with a bit more crunch. Sorry, what?
Then I'm going to try to parry.
Well, it might miss.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
Thank you, RNG. I was hoping that.
Well, I was hoping
God.
it hit so I could parry it.
The thing with massive jaws, and it's in the weapon profile, these can't be parried because you're essentially trying to parry with your weapon a bite from a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like it's that kind of size difference with the mouth, so it's impossible to parry. But yeah, it misses nonetheless. So yeah, it goes to bite you, and yeah, it must have been wide eye from the grenade blast because it can't seem to pick the targets properly. All right. So I just need to have a quick look at this because it is currently its turn and it's stunned, and all bad things do it as well. So let me ask you this then, Oliver. Do you wanna like try to save this one and keep it as a pet, or do you just wanna outright just murder it? It's currently unconscious.
Yeah, I was about to ask if we.
You can have it as a pet.
All right, traffic. Because you were the one inflicting the comedy on this one, can you roll me a either D10 or a D100? It doesn't make any difference really. So it's up to you. Either D10 or D100, please. All right. Oh my god, you were like one fucking point away from it outright just dying this turn. All right, Psyker Boy, it's your turn.
Now, which one are we trying to capture?
The one unconscious next to me, I think.
The one in front of me, two of them, right?
Yes.
Right. And I believe Smite is an area of effect. The shithead might here.
You wanna tell you what, I'll have a quick look, but I think Smite is only single target with no blast.
I think it
But
is our AoE.
I think it's a barrage.
Yeah, it might be an AoE. I'm scrolling right now. Really should have all this stuff marked up. Smite is... Oh yeah, 1 meter times psi rating is also affected. So it essentially has your effective psi rating in blast.
Yeah, okay, so I was right. Okay. So yeah, so if I push, I have 6 psi rating.
Yep.
Alright. Okay, let's find out what happens. Psyker pushes. Yeah, I want to push. I don't have to laugh. I do psychic powers again.
So it's willpower. It's a willpower test 5 times your effective psi rating for this. So 5 times 6 if you're going for a full push. So I do believe that's 30. So it's willpower plus 30 for this if you're going psi rating 6.
Plus 30.
Yep.
Okay, I got 4 degrees less. No doubles. I still have to roll them again. Only barrels of the. So, okay, so 33 is not the. Oh, yes, perils. Perils is the 33. Breath leech. Everyone becomes short of breath for 1 round and cannot make any run or charge action. And then for the damage,
Alright, where did you place your psychic bullshit? So I can see the radius of it.
okay, perfect.
You have
Move
the
that.
token there, you should be able to move. Alright.
How much damage?
So it's D10 times psi rating.
So 6.
So 60 10. With pen equal to your psi rating, so 6 pen, 66, 60 10.
Really?
That's
Can I roll damage? Can I reroll damage?
No.
Can I? Okay, can I? I'll replace one of them with a 4, so it'll be 19. How the fuck? I hate this.
Didn't you say earlier you were loving the rolls? Where'd that go?
I don't shut up. How? What?
Welcome to my world.
Holy
The
fuck.
game is giving you payback.
At least you didn't summon a demon.
Yet.
All right, so the first one dies in tortured agony from the bullshit, and the second one takes a couple of points here and there.
Okay. Okay. My other guy's turn. My other guy's just gonna shoot at the one right next to Vlad. It's going. Yell. 30 plus 10 plus 60 total. No movement. 5.4, so that's still 6 shots. That's
Hang
better.
on there, dude. What's
Huh?
the modifier on this? Because that doesn't look right.
Why not?
So it's
Plus 30,
10, 30 for size, 10 for short range.
24 off full auto.
Yeah, so 60 minus 20 because melee. Melee.
Oh, okay. So the first 4 shots hit.
Yep.
Sorry about that. I got the melee thing. 2 Righteous Furies. Holy fuck. Okay. So it's 22. Then the next one is 37. Next one is 5 and a 2. There you go.
Took all of the shots, but you finally managed to kill it. Rats.
I know. I know. We only have the one.
Alright, so see 60 something. Yeah, 60 actually that's body and 4 hits. So the last thing would be arm. So what's the explosive crit 10 on arm? I don't think it does anything AoE damage wise.
I think. Who has it up?
Critical.
Explosive crit 10 on arm.
Explosive. Arm is blasted from the target's body. Target instantly in the rain of blood droplets. Like any of the rest of the classes, it's a dinosaur. Only it's carrying a weapon, ammo.
Alright. So yeah, I don't think it's, I mean, as funny as it would be, I don't think it's holding like, 80 tons of demolition charges or anything like that. So
It's just a cattle weapon or something you drop it. The weapon had a power source and their hand explode. any ammo
Yeah.
would have gone off.
Yeah, all the good stuff. No. All right, Alf, your turn. What do you have to say for yourself, man?
Well, I think I'm going to take do another barrage on that one out by Manos.
Probably not keeping it alive.
Actually, hold the phone here for a moment. Quote unquote, is both unconscious and dying. So right now we're out of combat.
Okay.
So do we? Can we? Actually,
Well, so here is the situation. So as the smoke clears and the sounds of battle fades, you're all standing victorious, and I don't think any one of you have actually taken any damage, which is upsetting to say the least. But yeah, the one thing you notice that this creature is still alive, though it is bleeding heavily, and it's both unconscious and it's currently dying. So a quick application of Medicaid, successful Medicaid that is, will stabilize it enough so it's not dead, but it's still going to be unconscious for a long time.
Yeah, I can try that.
what exactly are the perks of keeping it alive and having this pet?
Sorry, what did you say there, Traffic?
What exactly do we get? What would we benefit from keeping it, taking it back as a pet?
Having a big goddamn dinosaur as a pet.
I want
That's
a big one.
That's the perks.
Well, the perk, as Nash so eloquently put it, like you have a pet dinosaur, and if you train it properly, make it housebroke, you can you can have that just hang out with you, and it's large enough that you can ride it into battle if you want to deploy with it. You can use that as a mount. Like it's all of you in armor are hulking. This creature is massive, so it's two sizes larger than you. Like it's
Dibs.
almost twice as tall as all of you when it's standing up. So, and even if you don't want to keep it as pet, like if you bring it back for study for the Magos biologists, like they would be probably super happy about this because it's rare to find or be able to capture, specimen for them to
Yeah, I mean, I
research.
have a teleporter. Can we heal it and I can just teleport it back and let them know that we have a specimen coming in?
Don't tell them. Just teleport it back.
all right. We'll just teleport it.
No, they might not like that.
And Manos being a flesh terror, having a pet dinosaur would be right up his alley.
I really like
Alright.
the idea of riding it into battle.
Alright, I'll go ahead and roll Medicaid on it.
All right. Yeah, it's still alive for this turn. I just roll for the blood loss. So every round I'll do a D100, and if it's 90 or above, it dies. So yeah, you can use your Medicaid, and I do believe it's like -10 or some such. Let me have a look for blood loss to stabilize it. I also think your thingamajig that you get for apothecary add some bonuses to it, but don't quote me on it.
The Narthekium only counts against Space Marines, but my Diagnoster helmet gives me +10 across the board, so it should even out to 0.
If the stupid book could stop loading all the time, I'll eventually get to where the blood loss is. Yeah, if conscious, what? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so it's -10 Medicaid, so +10. Yeah, so it's +0 total for you. All right, you now have a stabilized Diablodon. It's still unconscious, but yeah, it's stable and it's not dying anymore.
So before we teleport, we should probably tell them it's only unconscious, and they should probably ready some tranks before we send it to them.
Sounds like a pretty good idea.
Will it only affect him? Or if we drag one or two of the bodies over to it, could we teleport some of the dead bodies back as well? Did they gain anything from studying the dead bodies, or
It's not so much as the like you can absolutely teleport inorganic matter and organic matter. I'm not entirely up with how it actually works, but I think it's just anything in that area kind of thing, anything of a larger size than X. I would have to read up on the actual lore justification and how it works, teleportation works. But yeah, you can teleport the unconscious one up, and then because you're using explosive and rending weapons, there is not enough of another of these creatures alive, or there's not enough organic matter to teleport something other than a puddle of blood and pink mist up to the boat.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was thinking if there was enough of one left, we could send them a dead one to play with, so they don't tinker too much with the live one.
I mean, if you take a hot second, you can probably sever the head. I think most of it was like body and leg shots. There is probably one intact head and most of the neck if you just want to sever that and toss on the pile and teleport up.
Yeah, why not? Nothing else, they can mount the skull on the wall.
Do that. Yeah, so you take a hot second and carve up a head or two, toss it on the pile, and then do you vox the boat and say, "Hey, we have something for teleportation. Come pick it up." All right. So do you all stand back for a moment and you feel the tang of ozone in the and your teeth feel the building tension in your teeth, and you hear the smash of displaced air as the large body of the Diablodon disappear right in front of your eyes, and along with the head and the teleporter beacon. So unless you have brought an extra one with you, you are now without one.
I know. Remember Cass and Sim had some? I don't remember if I grabbed.
What are we looking for?
How many beacons did we have?
I have teleport?
Yeah.
I have 2. Yeah, I bought a couple because I had a feeling trouble.
All right, so there is at least one more beacon in the party.
Oh yeah, there's a.
Yeah, one just got used to send back the Diablodon to the boat with strict instructions not to murder it, which they did. So it's flashed, teleported away, and it leaves the purple, painful after images of the teleportation.
Yeah, we have plenty of teleport beacons in case we need to.
I got one on Saft, so yeah,
Perfect, yeah.
we
We have
should have plenty.
Excellent. All right, you have a camp to explore, I do believe, and maybe a surrounding bush or two to poke at.
I mean, my character is blind, so there's no point in.
I mean, is that because of terrible rolls, or are you actually blind?
No terrible rolls.
Oh, well, unlike the psyker who was actually blind.
Oh yeah, you're right. Are these psychers blind as well?
Nope,
The librarians? No.
nope. It's only sanctioned astropaths
Mm,
that give up their normal eyesight for the spectral vision that they have.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to double check. Then obviously you have some Marines who decides to replace their organic eyes with augments to better enhance their motoring capabilities. Alright, I'm just gonna have a quick look at the skills because I do believe there is something you need to roll for this as well. But of course, you know, because I'm a terrible GM, I didn't bother write that shit down in my prep notes. I don't think I don't think gambling is the appropriate skill for this, however. So I don't roll that. I think it's either search. The scrutiny is for like in human interaction kind of thing. I think it's search. Let me have a quick read. Yeah, discover things that are physically hidden. So all of you, I would like a search roll, please. Thank you. +0. As you all look through the tents and the surrounding area, and yeah, as you I don't even know what the fuck is going on with these rolls, you guys. Come on, it's not that fucking difficult, is it?
Hey, Manos passed. Barely.
This is some swingy ass dice right here. But yeah, those who passed, you find the butchered remains of maybe 5 or 6 individuals here in the camp, as well as like most of it is like torn up and ripped beyond recognition. Like you have the basic human shapes, but they have definitely been eaten. The people you find there. The tents, all the tents and equipment have been, you know, stomped on and chewed on, and you know, just general frenzied. So it's and
Is
it's
there
also like,
any gear or weapons? Something we can
yeah, you can
tell
find
these guys.
bits. You can find bits and pieces of armor and equipment. Like maybe there's a last pistol. There's a couple of like small miscellaneous objects. Nothing that would be of use for a space marine, however.
Are there any? Do we find anything to let us know that these are the people? I'm assuming this was the people we were looking for, but do we find anything that tells us what they were doing?
Yeah. So that natural one there for either Oreo or Alf, whichever of the two were rolling. As you dig through the remains of one of the tents, it seems to be like under a stack of crates. You see, seems to be pushed into the ground underneath one of the toppled over crates. Uh, you see the outlines of a data slate laying on the ground. That
Can I make
seems,
a techies my auger?
yeah, sure. The machine spirit within seems to have gone on vacation. It politely asks you to return next week. But yeah, Alf, you find a data slate under a couple of crates that seems to have been pushed into the soft earth underneath a couple of crates. Yeah, when you pick it up, it seems relatively intact, and yeah, it seems to have some life left in the power cell. So when you turn it on, it asks for a password or some sort of like login credentials to read the encrypted files.
Put a multi Yeah,
Does this look like it? I mean, does this look like it's related to our mission? Like maybe it's inquisitorial equipment?
Yeah, with that roll, yeah, it has. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, like deep. Yeah, I think with this Inquisitor, they would not be doing like proper covert thing and trying to hide. So it would be, yeah, no, it would have the inquisitorial like eye or signature on it on the data slate itself. So when you ask for, so when you turn it on and it comes to the login screen to basically access all the classified files. Um, yeah, it has the like the inquisitorial eye with the skull rotating, and then underneath you have the like username and password, like the standard login stuff. So it's definitely inquisitorial.
Okay, I'll say so. Anyone think they can take a look at this? I am not technically proficient with these devices.
Safario can.
Yeah,
He's also got a multi key, which is supposed to help crack security system.
all right. Yeah, so as you hand it over to staff, as you look around for a bit more, I think your as your helmet, amplifies your vision and enhances it. At the very back, you see the very back of the tent, like behind the crates in one of the corners of where the one of the ripped up tent poles stands. You see a hand, like a torn off hand, maybe like the the, the little finger, the ring finger, and the middle finger. Yeah, the pinky, the ring finger, and the middle finger, like those three, and then the essentially just the knuckle bones and sinew that attaches them all together. You see those three laying that bit of the human hand laying by the tent pole, corner tent pole, and you see some metal object held, like they curl around the metal object that you see reflects the light. And yeah, when you walk over, like bend down and to pick it up, you see it's the inquisitorial Rosetta, which is the insignia of the Inquisition. And does anyone have any lore skills related to the Inquisition by any chance?
I don't think I do. I think I only have Xenos. Yeah, I only have Xenos.
All right. Anyone else have any inquisitorial lore skill?
I not actually. Let me see.
Because I
No,
know
just like
there's a
area.
all right. Yeah, I know there's a couple of chapters that can buy that, but I didn't know if any one of you actually have it. But yeah, you have the insignia uh, or insignia of office from at least one Inquisitor, and you have a encrypted data slate, and yeah, you have some miscellaneous, maybe like a pack of glow sticks and maybe a like half-open bottle of Amasac or a half drunk bottle of Amasac that haven't been crushed. There's like again a couple of miscellaneous item of clothing and equipment. But those are the two main things that you find that seems to be the important one. Details that this was actually an inquisitorial camp rather than just some bunch of random locals who decided to go on a camping trip. Oh yeah, another thing, because you did roll 2 degrees of success on that that lore, xeno lore thing. Another thing you realize about these creatures is that again they are lone wolf apex predators. So the fact that you were fighting 5 of them is essentially unheard of. Like nothing I've ever heard about these creatures would make sense that they are like more than one at any given place. If I didn't already mention that. All right. So you have the equipment, you have the knowledge. What do you wish to do now?
All right, so um, let's see. The
We tech used to try to hack the data.
Oh yeah, you wanted to tickle the thing. And Mambo, what were you saying while I look up the skill thing?
yeah, I was just trying to collect my thoughts. I got a little distracted just a second ago. What was I guess we should do a tally of our current leads. Figure out where we're going to go from here. As far as we know, this is the Inquisitorial camp, and we have no idea where to meet up with the Inquisitor from here. Is that correct?
Yeah, all your mission brief said was go to the camp, talk to the asset on planet, and from what you have just witnessed, the asset, if they have not ran away, soiling their pants in the heat of the moment, they are most likely the Abaddon lunch somewhere. And yeah, it would be a tech use to unlock the encryption on this. Did you have a multi-key by any chance?
Yeah.
All right. Let me just have a quick look in the armory section of the book. Because I'm not entirely certain what
I
the
think it's just
multi-key
for
actually
locks.
does. Yeah, that's what I'm a bit unsure of, which is why I'm reading it. Right, multi-key. Yeah, so it's security test to unlock to open a door, which is, yeah, this is tech use, and you're trying to break an encryption. So it would not work for this. It would be if you're trying to open a door. Do you have a MIU port by any chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can plug yourself in for a +10, I do believe. Is it the normal quality one, or is it the good one?
It's the,
Or you broke up, so what did you say?
no, it's the common one. My auger array is the X.
Alright, yeah, the common one gives a +10 to tech use.
But
And yep. Oh yeah, you managed to break through the locked encryption, so couldn't have been that heavily encrypted if you managed to brute force it. But yeah, you unlock it, and yeah, it has a fair bit of details to it. And if it's all right with you guys, I think we could take maybe a 5-minute break here, and I'll update the mission sheet for you all.
Yeah, it works. Go get it.
Cool. See you all in 5.
All right.